Okay, welcome to the grocery trip portion of this course where we will walk the perimeter of the grocery store and look at various food groups and how to use them in your clinic or with your friends and your family at home. We're going to look at them all in terms of their temperature, their flavor, their color, therefore their element. Some little quick recipes on how to use them. And we're going to look at the main foods you actually eat every day. We really only eat like 30 things, and those are the things I want to look at most. There's where you'll get the highest patient's compliancy as well when you're giving them and suggesting foods that they like to eat. Okay, so we're going to look at it again in terms of groups. So meat is warming and vegetables and fruit are cooling. And looking at it that way is much more powerful than going through the minutia of each vegetable and fruit. We will do that in a future course if you really love food as herbs. But for now, we'll start with the groups where you can use your food as medicine. Again, with your patients, at home, your friends, family, whatever. So let's get going in the produce section and see how you can use that for health. Here we are in vegetables, okay? And we're starting with the root vegetables and some of your really warm pungents. And we've got lots of beautiful music to talk to at our grocery store here. Okay, so remember that vegetables are all cooling and cleansing. All of them are. But you have that scale, right? So remember we talked about the scale from cool or cold, cool, neutral, warm, and hot. Well, your meats are on the hot end, and your vegetables and your fruit are on the cold end. They have their own scale within it. So with vegetables, your root vegetables and your warm pungents by far are the warmest ones. So if you have a very cold, deficient, weak digestion person, you want to give them a lot of root vegetables and a lot of warm pungents. So let's have a look. We've got onion here. Really, for the purposes of this course, we're just looking at groups of food. So there's lots of different colors of onion, but for the most part, we'll consider them white. And if you remember, white goes to the lung. White is great in the fall season especially, and these are warm and pungent. So what does pungent do? Pungent circulates to the body, so great for any stagnant conditions. Pungent also is cardiotonic. It pumps the heart, pumps the blood, and it goes to the lungs, and it moves phlegm. So if you're using onion, you want to look for the phlegm that's cold phlegm, that's clear or white, because this is going to warm it up, and it's going to circulate it and move it out. And remember, the other flavor with phlegm you can use is bitter because it will drain it. So pungent will move it, and bitter will drain it. But so these are really great for moving phlegm. Think about if you have like a hot mustard or a horseradish. They're really hot, really pungent. What happens immediately? Your nose starts to run right away. Sometimes your eyes are watering. It's that powerful for clearing that mucus out of the whole lung system, which includes your sinuses. Then we have garlic. Okay, garlic is hot when it comes to vegetables. So very hot, very pungent. And it also warms the interior. So a warm, weak digestion, and it'll push everything out to the limbs. So wonderful for a deficient patient to eat a good amount of garlic to warm up. The problem with garlic is it can be too hot and pungent for patients that have heat conditions that are rising or at the surface. Because remember, pungent goes up and out. So if someone has red skin rashes, headaches that are going up, like you get those migraines where you feel almost nauseous and too much energy is coming up, hot flash tropical moments, all those things where heat's rising, you don't want to promote that with more hot rising energy. You want to give them foods that are going to be more grounding, like grains or something. So someone with skin rashes or heat rising energies, you're going to take garlic out of their diet, and it will make a really big difference. Other root vegetables, we've got squash, we've got potato, rutabagas, turnips, beets. All that stuff has a really slow release qi. So it's wonderful for the fall and winter season when there's less qi in the atmosphere, and we need to bring our energy inside and keep it slow moving and warm. Like we have to nurture it in a sense. Whereas spring and summer we can use fast moving qi and go through it. So things like squash, yellow. Remember that yellow is very good for tonifying spleen, stomach, and the digestive energy. So squash is wonderful for tonifying the interior. It's on the warmer side compared to like lettuce and stuff. So, okay, we talked a lot about weak digestion. If you have weak digestion and you're cold or your patient does, great recipe, maybe a squash soup. So you cook some squash. Remember, soups are very warming in nature too. squash, maybe some onion, maybe some garlic, and you have a beautiful soup to really warm someone on the interior, and then that will help to tonify their energy in general. So there we go. That's your root vegetables. They all have a similar property to them, just a slow, kind of sweet, nourishing energy. And then we talk about our hot, pungent vegetables like this. So let's move on to some different vegetables now.